Hello and welcome to the Film School Chronicle, your wire right to the heart of the student film scene of Brisbane, Australia. I'm your host, Bryce Quinn, joined today by Carmelo Keating, and our guests and very good friends, Jakob Keane and Sandro. How you guys doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
Forgot your last name there for a sec. Wait. Oh, okay, we're good. So today is a very special episode of the podcast. We have just two of our good friends and also a part of the crew. This is pretty much the crew plus Sarah, who's on cameras today.
Hello.
Yeah, Sarah's over there. And we're just going to be kind of having a cruisy episode. So if this is something you're interested in today, please feel free to stick around and just hang out with a bit. Because we are kind of taking a little bit of a break. So still filming the episode, still doing our thing, but not having a guest on to interview today. So it's just going to be us chatting and introducing two of our newest crew members. So we'll start with that. Jakob?
Yeah, hi. I'm Jakob Keane. I'm an editor and VFX artist. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do on the podcast. I edit, I social media manage it as well, and then yeah, it's pretty much my little intro.
All right. How about we go into like movies and stuff as well? So who are you as a person?
What made me want to come to film school?
Yeah.
Probably just like watching.
Whose phone is going off?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna...
Very casual episode today.
Yeah. Apologies, listeners.
I think we should just start again.
No. This is great.
I already chucked my phone on the carpet. It's too late.
Let's continue.
No, films that like inspired me to come to film school is like Lord of the Rings. Huge fan of the books as well. Star Wars, obviously, like all that kind of nerdy stuff that isn't nerdy at film school because it's everyone loves it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just watching stuff online, really.
All right, and Sandro, we'll jump to you.
Yeah, so I do camera work and then sometimes do the editing for the podcast. That's all I do here. So what's the question? What
are you interested in?
What am I interested in?
What inspired you to get into films?
What inspired me to get into films? I don't know. I sort of grew up a lot with like movies. I watched a lot of movies as a kid. And I just I really enjoyed that, and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Like growing up, just watching all these different types of things, and I really wanted to like sort of, for me, if I have like any chance, just like the smallest chance to be a part of that, I'd be happy. And like, yeah, that's why I wanted to get into film.
Very nice, very sentimental. I like it.
It was a much deeper answer.
Yeah.
Mine was like...
But to stop quizzing you guys out for a sec, I think we can just jump into what we're all working on at the moment. Yeah. And part of the reason why we're taking a little bit of a break this week. Yeah. We are all on the same project. It's called The Hunter's Knell. It is a horror short film. Jump in.
Coming soon.
Yeah. It's a horror short film that we're making for uni, and it is taking a lot of effort.
Yep.
And so taking some of the time away that we usually dedicate to making the podcast. So that's why we've decided, or it was Carmelo's idea actually. Was it your idea or Carmelo's?
No, I thought we should slow it down, take a break, let the listeners know about what we're working on, because we're putting a lot of effort into this thing and we're very passionate about it. So we look forward to sharing The Hunter's Knell with you in the coming weeks. So Bryce is producing, I'm directing, Sandro is DOP, and Jakob is our editor.
And VFX artist.
And
there is actually a big job with VFX. Yeah. You want to tell us about that?
So Bryce and Carmelo have requested, Sandro, if you didn't know this, that because the film focuses. Do you want to do a film synopsis first?
Yeah, we should do that. Do you want to do it? You're the director. You can.
I am the director, so I should know it by now. Okay, so yes, so it's a like a 3-minute film. It's a monster film that follows this creature, the Melingi, which is actually inspired by indigenous mythology. And basically, so we followed the Melingi in its home, this abandoned university. And it basically becomes under threat, and it begins to be hunted down by, this hunter, who's, kind of, Transylvanian sort of typical monster hunter inspired. And so that is our film.
But leave the ending mysterious.
Yeah. No, you got to watch it to find out.
Definitely, it's only 3 minutes, so they should have no issue watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bryce and Carmelo have requested that each shot of the monster, that its eyes be smoldering coals vibe with like glowing red. So
in the eyes, right? Glowing red eyes.
Glowing red eyes.
Yeah.
And so that proved quite a challenge in our little tests we were doing, because Bryce couldn't communicate what exactly he wanted. And so I kept misinterpreting it, and we got some really weird results. But yeah, hopefully we've kind of nailed it now. So hopefully,
Yeah, no, we're definitely
turns out
getting
pretty
closer
good.
to.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah.
I've seen your latest test and everything, and it's definitely taking
The
shape.
most recent screen test is looking good.
Yeah,
So
yeah, very
yes.
happy with it so far.
we're also going to attempt still, I think, to try and do it practically on the set.
No,
No?
I completely shut that down. It's not happening.
for-
We're not shining a red light at our actors.
No, not a red light at the actors.
No,
Wide shots, LEDs. We were talking about that sort of thing, but who knows? We'll see.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Producers, am I right? Shut your ideas down, your creative vision. Can't live with them.
Entirely
Can't work
my
with them.
job.
Yeah.
What about Sandro? What do you? How have you find DOP on the project?
Yeah, it's super fun. I've been working mostly with Carmelo, but also like with you and making sure I get coverage for Jacob in the editing room.
Just to preface, we're very still much in the pre-production phase of the project, so a lot of
It's about
planning,
a month
shot
away
listing.
from release.
A month away from release, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
We film it in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, two and a half, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like I'm just like sort of finishing up what might probably will be the final shot list, and it's looking good, and I'm really excited to like just smash through it, and like really keen to see the end product.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Me too.
Yeah, I hope there's an end product. No, I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
there will be. I'm working with some of my best friends that I've made at uni, and it's pretty amazing. I'm like really happy. I constantly think about it. I'm like, I get to like trust everyone on my team just like a lot, and it's like, yeah, I can trust. You know, Ruby, our amazing production designer, is still like working hard all weekend, and then on Monday they're making the costume. We've had such a fun time working with Ethan, our writer. And we just had like so many little meetings, just me, you, and Ethan going through everything. I was sitting there like, no, you can't do that because producer vibes.
I was sitting there, yes, because I'm optimistic. But
Yeah, and just like finding the perfect medium of like how we can physically tell the story and still make Carmelo happy.
it's definitely been a collaborative process, and I've really enjoyed that. I don't know. I think you guys can let me know whether or not this has been the case, but I think I've been quite open to everyone's ideas. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah, for sure.
definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, you can't say no.
Because you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
No, but it feels like a group project, and I like that more. I like that it's been a really, a team-based thing. So, by the time the end product is released, I think everyone will be able to see, really how they've contributed to it.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to get, overlooked. So.
I just had a fun idea. Let's do one person each gives advice to the first years from what we've learned in second year.
Well,
In
so far?
pre-production, yeah, so far.
Okay, for pre-production. Okay. Well,
And I think maybe, I'm not sure if they're finished already or if they're going into their short film project that they do in first year.
They'd be starting.
They'd be
least.
starting it, yeah.
Because it's pretty accelerated.
Then this will
programs.
probably be all
First year's
pretty relevant.
Watch the podcast, right?
So, apparently.
A couple of I've heard,
Allegedly.
I've heard things.
I've heard
Yeah.
things, yeah.
Share it with your friends.
Please. Does anyone have any advice they could share around?
I don't really want to start.
I'm happy to start
Carmelo,
because
Carmelo.
Yeah.
this has been a massive learning process. It's been a massive semester already, and I'm starting to lose track of time. So, my best piece of advice if you're going to direct or be a key creative on a short film project is to not overcommit outside of that project, right? Because it's it's only feasible that everyone should be able to do uni and work. That makes sense. You've got to survive. Everyone's got to have a job. That's good. So you got to try and balance that. You've also got to balance personal life, and then there's stuff like grad slates, or if you're in first year, volunteering on second year projects and stuff like that. It's very important not to overextend yourself, which I don't heed my own advice. But
Oh no,
so
that
this is,
just spoke to my soul. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah,
god, that's so true.
Yeah.
I'm very much feeling the
Yes.
backlash of overextending.
Going
myself
into
at
next
the
week,
moment.
we're both on grad slate, right?
Yeah, we are.
So we're on a proof of concept for grad slate, meaning that we are booked out for 2 entire days
Yep.
on, I think, Tuesday and Wednesday.
But
right?
that'll be the last. That's the last of 3.
That is the
grad
last
slates
one, but
for
we
me.
only have 2 weeks left of pre-production.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking at like the assessments that we've got due and the work in pre-production I want to do as a producer, as well as 2 full days booked out on grad slate, and then personal life and work on top of that. I'm like, oh my god.
So best piece of advice: just manage your time. Don't overcommit. Otherwise, you're just not going to enjoy it. And also, you're going to have to start half-assing things. Pardon my language. You never want to. I'm going to say it again anyway. You never want to have to half-ass anything. You should be able to, put a really good amount of commitment into something that you're actually committing to. So that's from me. On to whoever's next.
You guys think we've
Producer.
been thinking of advice? No, they just point to me.
I
I think, just definitely know your role and know the people on your team very well, because it's a bit mean, it's a bit harsh. There are going to be people who work harder than others. There's going to be people you can trust more than others, and that's just kind of like the cold reality, I guess. So know those people on your team who you can be like, I trust them to do their job. I trust them to do this the right way and everything. And you can trust them to talk to them as well and make sure that you are collaborating and that things are running smoothly. I'm lucky enough to be in the place where almost everyone on my team I trust in that way. And the people who I don't trust in that way are smaller roles, and they will remain unnamed, lest I lose them from my crew.
Jesus. Jesus. Okay.
No, but it's true. You're not going to get a group of... I've got 25 people in this crew. You're not going to get 25 people together. Or at least in uni. In my opinion, this is all from personal experience, that all are dedicated in that way to put their time to it, you know, because there's people on 3 or 4 different second year projects alone, let alone the third year stuff, and they're just not going to be able to dedicate that kind of effort to it, and that's understandable. It's fine, but you just got to know who you can.
That being said, I wouldn't recommend just like trying to work within a clique.
No,
like definitely
that's
try
great.
Expand.
No, that's
you know?
a great piece of advice.
That wasn't my advice. I'm just like sort of going off.
No, you can use that as your advice if you want. That can be a quote out.
But what have you got for the listeners, Sandro?
Mine's more on like the production side. Like in terms of like specifically Griffith wise, I'm not sure how like this will sort of translate in other places, but just always check your gear at dispatch and before you give it back, and just make sure you get it there on time. You guys are laughing and you guys are breaking, but here's the thing.
It's just that funny story with the whole thing that happened.
Was a funny story, but also like, you know, it's expensive gear, and like you just you really don't want to screw it up.
No, I'm laughing because I know exactly what you're thinking of. But last night I
wasn't
on set.
even thinking of that. I'm just thinking like,
and there was like a battery just sitting on the ground, and I lost it. I immediately picked it up, like, who did this? I hadn't been loud all night, but I just yelled and looked everyone in the eyes. Who did this? Because dispatch will come down hard on you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's the same in the industry. Like, you don't mess with
100%.
gear. It's $1,000, $100,000 gear. Don't mess with the gear.
That's why we have inductions and stuff at uni for this gear, so you know how to handle it correctly.
And you messing with the gear and not taking care of it affects everyone in your cohort. So just take care of it.
End of the day, you're in a professional environment. Treat the gear professionally.
Yeah, even if you like just talk smack to your crew, take care of the gear. I'm joking.
There's a certain valuable.
Don't tap the tables.
Like that. My advice would be, make sure your communication is as best as you can, as the best you can be, because you find a lot that with communication, like stuff gets lost among HODs, for example. Stuff gets lost among like director producer, where they have chats. Don't pass it down. And this isn't experience on this production necessarily. Just most productions, you tend to find that some stuff gets lost amongst the HODs and doesn't get passed down to lesser roles.
HODs being heads of department.
Heads of department, yeah, you didn't know. But the lesser roles are kind of sometimes forgotten about, but they are still a vital part of the team. As saying they love in Griffith, there are no minor roles. It's only a title. I'm not saying the rest Carmelo.
That's my saying. Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I think communication is really important. And also, on saying that, a little tip: don't use Facebook Messenger as your main hub of communication. It's fine for one-off messages, but please do not use it as like the main form. Have a Facebook page or have a Discord server where everything is like saved in different chats for different departments, etc. Don't just put in a Facebook Messenger page, because it will just get lost instantly. Anything you put, there's a couple of shoots that I haven't known anything about until the day before, because I had to text someone and ask for it because I couldn't find it in the Messenger chat.
Yeah, you can't go tracing back through like.
Don't use Facebook Messenger as your main point of contact, because it's good for just quick, like, oh hey, have you done this? Have you done that? That's fine. Not as a big group chat altogether.
I've been using it just for polls, to put a poll, because the polls in Facebook Messenger work great.
Exactly.
And I prefer them way
like
more
that.
than Discord, but everything else I try and keep on Discord, just because it's very organized,
way
very fun.
easier.
But I think that's enough chatting about advice and everything for now. I think we can jump back to you guys and quiz you out more now that you've had a nice break.
Great.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about what you guys have been working on before Episodic started, in terms of the music videos you've been putting together and what that experience was like.
Yeah.
Right. So around sort of like mid-summer break.
So it was November.
Yeah.
November we got we have a friend who's a close friend of ours from high schools. From high school, not high schools. We only went to one. And his dad is a sound recordist and sound mixer, sound engineer for bands, musicians, live theatre productions, etc. And he put a thing out saying like, oh, we need some student filmmakers to make these music videos for this band that he records for.
Yeah.
So we put our hands up, and it was our first kind of like paid gig, so it was really exciting.
Yeah.
I would say like we were really hyped to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it was just the two of you, right?
Yeah,
It's the two of us and plus Abby.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Abby Southern, who is amazing. She's a soundie and she's great.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a bit biased.
But oh, shut up. But no, she's great. And so we went out to. Do you want to tell about like the first one we did?
Yeah. I can't. What suburb was that?
Oh, it's out at Oh god.
Oh no.
We're just
Ages
adding runtime
away.
to the podcast since we can't remember
It
suburbs.
is.
I planned to talk about this. This is all
yeah,
planned.
It's out near. It's like east side.
Yeah.
East side of Brisbane, kind of like the more towards the suburbs, towards Redlands area.
Yeah.
I forget the exact suburb. It's like something starting with a T.
Towards the Redlands is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, Thornlands.
Thornlands.
That's
Hey.
it.
Yeah.
What a reveal!
We did
What a
it.
reveal!
Yeah.
for our listeners.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we've currently made 2 and edited 2, and we're still set, hopefully, to make 2 more for the band. The band is called Tame the Mia. You can find them on YouTube. Our first music video was for a song called A Calmer Soul, and that was really just sort of building off the song's lyrics, because the song was made for a band member that had passed away, and that was like, it was really good. It was a really great experience to like sort of work with like a band that like just wanted to just give like sort of the vision, leave it to the people making it, and then just in the end of the day just have a fun time making music video. And yeah, we definitely had a good one.
Yeah, it was really good. They kind of have for most of the music videos, they've kind of just left the creative vision to us. They kind of give us a rough idea of what they want. For the second one we did, it was pretty much out. We had full creative control over it. But the first one was more a bit of a sensitive subject matter. So I thought it was a good experience to try and work within those limitations of what they wanted, but also do something that they would be happy with, while also treating it with respect and working on that sensitive subject matter. So it was really, I thought, just a good experience, this first video, to just get our heads in space, because we couldn't go crazy or anything, couldn't do anything. It was quite a simple video,
Yeah.
which is what they wanted. Like, they wanted it to be simple and just kind of not like a cliche tribute video.
I
So,
watched
yeah.
the edit, and it was really, really, really well done. I was very impressed with you guys and the work you put together. So one more
Thanks.
time, if you wouldn't mind going over the name of the clip and the.
The band's called Tame the Mia, and the music video is called A Calmer Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good stuff. And now we have something to plug right at the end there. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, as well as like personal social medias and stuff as well from you guys.
Well, we tag it every week, don't we?
Yeah. Tagged.
Yeah.
But you've got working social medias as well. For like,
I do not have a work social
you
media.
don't?
No.
Sandro.
Not really, sorta. It's
It's a growing thing.
technically
Yeah.
not yet. Well,
Okay.
I think I'll leave it at not yet.
Do we do the
building.
future looms?
No,
Do
we're
we
not
do it to
doing.
him?
We don't need a future looms.
Nah,
We're-
but he's-
we're in the second year.
He's so
yeah.
funny. He's so
Unfortunately,
funny.
listeners, Carmelo's regular segment of the future is looming. The future is nigh.
I would personally like a Futures Looming shirt.
Your future is looming.
Futures Looming.
Oh, merchandise.
I want that.
Merchandise.
The merch will happen soon. But actually, to close out the episode,
Yes.
we have to basically, we want to ask a favor of you, our regular listeners and viewers. So, we're trying to build this podcast, right? It's we're going for 10 weeks now. Was this episode?
This is episode
Episode
11.
Episode 11. Yeah. It's going quite well so far, but it's also still quite small. And so, in order to build this podcast, we want to have more people and we want to have, open it up to a wider audience. We need your help to share the podcast on as many social platforms as you would like. As if you want to help support us, that would be greatly appreciated. But also, if you are interested in coming on the podcast, if you've been working on a project, you have a project coming up, if you just have an experience about film school, about the film industry, if you've currently at film school, thinking about going to film school, have been to film school, reach out to us. Let
Just
us
like
know.
something to share.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We only know so many people.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
And
like-
the film school scene is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what uni you go to as well. If you do film,
If we could reach out to a
anywhere.
different film uni, that'd be great.
I know there's
Yeah,
so many,
100%.
so many. So yes, please contact us.
Yeah, and starting to sound more like a YouTube channel or like an actual podcast. We'll start promoting it a bit more and
Yeah.
saying at the end of the show, like and subscribe, please. That'd be
Yeah.
great. But honestly, like dropping a review at the end does actually make a huge difference to the Apple Podcast algorithm and the Spotify algorithm. Just boosts it heaps. And
Yeah, and give us feedback as well. Like we're still learning. We
like
need to
the Film
learn.
School Chronicles, like the Instagram like messages thing is open all the time. Feel free to message it. Just
Message
say
me.
hi. Say hi. I like
Yeah.
the podcast. Hi, I hate the podcast, and I think you should do this and this.
Yeah.
Anything is cool.
Anything
Like
is
we don't like just speaking into the void. Like we want to hear feedback. We've got like at this point a pretty small like listening base,
Yeah,
I
we
think.
roughly have
And if we can
40
interact with that
listeners.
listening base more, be really really cool.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Before we end,
yeah.
I think we should plug everyone on Hunter's Knell.
Everyone on the hunt is now.
Not everyone, but at least the main.
Go through the
creators.
HODs?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, let's
so
go
we
through the
have
HODs.
Carmelo as our director. We have Ruby Woolner as our production design. We have Alessandro Karayan as our DOP. We have Jakob Keane as our editor. I am the producer, Bryce Quinn. We also have Harriet Wilson on production manager. And, oh no, I'm forgetting people.
We have Abby Southern on sound recordist.
Yep.
We have Tim Grant as the assistant editor. We also have Harry Shepard as our colorist. And then we have a few first years.
We
on
do have a
the
bunch
rest
of first years.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
know... Oh wait, do we plug the first
We
years?
forget
We haven't got permission for the first years. to
We
do that.
we plug our composer.
Oh, our composer, the talented Lachlan Nibb, who is just trying to break into the film industry himself as a composer and sound designer. So we're working with him at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's very, very fun.
Oh, we have Ethan Stewart Hensley as our writer.
Oh,
As I said
Ethan, our
earlier,
talented
as
writer.
I said
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Dylan Mannion as one of our assistant
Set dresser.
set dressers.
Yeah.
And I think
Whole
that's-
bunch of
I think
people.
that's everyone. Sarah Stone as our
She was waiting the whole time.
second AC.
Yep.
Oh,
Jonathan
Larkin.
Ellaby as our first AC.
Yep.
Ethan Larkin is our gaffer.
The lighting department.
So, yeah, just a whole bunch of very really good friends who are very excited to work more on things together. And we hope we get to share that sometime in the near future and get to show off a good project that we've worked very hard on. And that will be called The Hunter's Knell, and we'll make sure to share that here as well because we run the podcast and we also all work on the thing, so it makes sense. Anyways, this has been the Film School Chronicle. Thank you so much for listening. Of course, now we'll be saying it, like and subscribe, throw a review, all that good stuff. And until next time, thanks for watching.